Hey you guys, and welcome to the very first recording of the Hick Storyteller. In this very first recording, I will be doing a recording of The New Life Part 1. There are 5 parts to this series, and they are very extremely long. Now, I would like to let you guys know that a lot of the stuff in here is very vulgar and very degrading. When I say degrading, it might be very, very language heavy for a lot of you. If you do not like it, please feel free to leave. If you want to dislike, I don't care. Dislike. Does not matter to me. If the video goes down, understandable. A lot of the stuff will use very intense storytelling. Now when I am reading this, I will be reading it in a very heavy country accent, the best accent I can do. And please, if you guys think it is bad, don't put hate, just dislike. Just hit the dislike button. I don't care. Hit the like button if you like it. Comment, give me positive comments on what you think I should do. Give me different accents that you think I should practice and do with my stories. But please don't give hate. Now, getting on, like I said, the story can be very, 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 very language heavy, so please know that I am not responsible for if you are showing this to your friends and your parents, as in your mom, dad, uncle, anybody who walks in. I'm not responsible for that. I'm not responsible for if they beat you for that. That's not me. Okay, now please enjoy this very first recording of New Life Part 1. Oh, and I forgot one thing. I did not make these stories up. All credit goes to the original authors, which will be in the description. I got these off a forum, and I just want to say to the creators, I love you for what you've done. This is really, really funny and really, really great. I love it, and please enjoy. All stories are from the web. Credit goes to original authors. Warning, this content is extreme in nature. Please be warned. I am not responsible for anything that happens. If your parents walk in and they see you, I don't care if they beat you to a pulp. I'm not responsible for what you watch and what you do in your spare time. And this can and normally will involve violent rapes, incest, piss, etc. Please enjoy New Life Part 1. I'm David, the only child of Gernard and Emma Fitzpatrick. Both Mom and Dad loved me very much and gave me everything any child could ever ask for. My parents had a very special relationship. My father was a typical alpha male, very dominant and controlling. My mother was his best friend, his lover, and his sex slave. She loved him to death and did everything he wished. She had fully submitted him, heart, body, mind, and soul. Dad always made lots of money, so Mom never had to work despite her Harvard degree. He made sure that his trophy wife kept herself in shape. Her cute face, 30-inch waist, sea-sized tits, and a tight ass was to die for. Until age 18, I was very active in school sports and everything an 18-year-old boy does. Then I had a life-changing experience. For a few days I had been noticing that my mother had adopted a new way of dressing around the house, more provocative and sensual. She wore short skirts, tight t-shirts. Sometimes she would stay in her sexy short nightie all day long, and it seemed she stopped believing in bras altogether. Her large tits would bounce freely and jiggle to my delight as she moved around the house. Her miniskirts were so short that a couple of times I saw her pussy when she bent over to pick things up from the floor. Any time I was around her, I was hard as hell. I would run to the bathroom to jerk off. In my heart, I was convinced that she was purposely teasing me. I decided I was going to test the waters. One day, when she was in the kitchen, washing the dishes at the sink in her tight white t-shirt and denim miniskirt, I came from behind and put my arms around her and gave her a big hug and gently squeezed her braless tits. She turned her neck and gave me a kiss on the cheek. I still had my hand on her tits and started to squeeze them through her shirt. In a very stern voice, she said, "David, move your hands immediately." So I did. I was nervous, not knowing what she was going to do. If she tells Dad, he would kill me. I wanted to tell her that I was sorry and not to tell Dad, but I was too embarrassed and nervous to even do that. In the evening, she acted very normal, gave me and Dad supper, and went about her routine chores like laundry, exercise, etc. I went to my room and could not stop thinking about what had happened. I was confused. Next morning was Saturday. I came downstairs for breakfast and Mom was sitting on the couch in her very short and completely transparent light pink negley
watching TV and sipping on a coffee. Dad had gone out for his golf game and would be gone for a few hours. She asked me what I wanted for breakfast. I said scrambled eggs and toast. She went to the kitchen and stood there admiring every moment of her beautiful, practical, naked body. I decided I was going to make my move in more time. She put my breakfast on the kitchen counter and refilled her coffee cup. I finished my breakfast and went to the TV lounge and sat right next to her. I was kind of uncomfortable, trying to figure out what the right moment would be. She noticed my discomfort and said, "Hey, what's wrong?" I said, "Nothing, Mom." She ran her fingers through my hair and said, "You're not going to tell your mom what's bothering you?" I turned towards her and put my right hand on her left tit. She said, "What do you think you're doing?" Then I put both my hands on her tits and started squeezing them as I bring my lips to meet hers. All of a sudden, she slapped me real hard across the face and told me to stop immediately and go to my room. The slap was so hard it brought tears to my eyes. I left the room and went upstairs. Now I was sure that she would tell Dad. I was so scared. I lied down on my bed and dozed off. I woke up around 3 o'clock, looked downstairs, and faced the music. I stayed in my room a bit longer. Then I decided that I was going to sneak out of the house and go to my friend's house. As I was quietly going downstairs, I heard Mom and Dad talking. Mom said to Dad, "David has been taking liberties with me, and you are not around." Dad chuckled and raised his voice and said, "About time that boy started showing some balls. Don't forget that you are the bitch of this house. When I'm not around, he is your master. Why do you think you have to dress like a whore around the house? I want him to see and treat you like his bitch. You get it, bitch?" Mom tried to protest by saying, "But he is our son. It's not right." Dad told her to shut the fuck up. Let the boy have his fun. You do what he wants you to. Do you understand? If he is not fucking you in the next 2 weeks, you will live in this house completely naked all the time, and you will have to force yourself on him like a whore, alright? All I heard Mom say in a very trembling voice was, "Yes, sir, as you wish. Now, get me a beer, and then on your knees, lick my balls and make me come before dinner." After hearing this conversation, I could not stop smiling to myself. I decided to go back to my room and think about what I just heard. I lied down on my bed. The more I thought about this, the more aroused I got. Before I knew it, it was almost 6 p.m., and I knew I would soon be called for supper. I took off my clothes and got under the covers. A few minutes later, Mom knocks on the door. I didn't respond. She then opened the door and called my name. I responded by saying, "What?" She said, "Come downstairs for dinner." I said I wasn't hungry. She came into the room, put her hand on my back, and said, "David, come on. You know how your father gets when we don't eat dinner together." I got up, stood stark naked in front of her. She was still wearing her short nightie. I looked in her eyes, grabbed her by her ponytail, and planted a super wet kiss on her lips and pushed her away. She almost fell to the floor. I then grabbed her by the arm and slapped her hard across the face and told her never, ever to hit me again. I also told her that I wasn't finished with her yet. I then put my shorts on and t-shirt and went downstairs to join Dad at the dinner table. Dad asked about Mom. I said, "I'm not sure what he is doing. She's still upstairs." He called her and she responded by saying, "Honey, I'll be right there." And 5 minutes later, she came down to serve dinner. We ate dinner like a normal family. Dad was asking about school, and then we talked about sports through dinner. Mom also participated in the conversation like nothing happened. After dinner, Dad was going upstairs to the library to do some work. He told Mom to come up early. He wants his back rubbed before he goes to sleep. She said as soon as she gets done with the dishes, she'll be up. As soon as Dad went up, I told her I wanted a blowjob before she does anything. She looked scared and didn't know how to react. I grabbed her by the hair and forced her into the crotch. I pushed my shorts down and shoved my dick in her mouth. She sucked me for 10 minutes, and I fucked her in the kitchen. And I exploded in her cunt. I wiped my dick off in her face and told her that I was, oh my lord, and told her that I want her in my room as soon as Dad falls asleep. She said, "What if he wakes up?" Slap! That's your problem. Make sure he doesn't. Dad has been stockbroker for most of his life and always slept early and went to work early. He had the same routine on the weekends as well. I went to my room, got under the covers naked, and waited for Mom to come in my room. It was 10:30 when she finally entered my room. Without saying anything, Without saying a word, I forced my already hard dick in her mouth. She sucked for about half an hour, and I turned my head around. Oh, and I fucked her in the ass. She begged me not to because it hurts badly. The more she begged, the rougher I got. Once I came in her ass, I told her to go back to her room and get me all of her birth control pills. She was shocked and asked why. Slap! Don't you ever question my orders. Tears started running down her cheeks, and I roughly pushed her out of the room. She went to her bedroom, and I heard Dad said, "What are you doing? Come to bed." She said, "Honey, I want to shave my legs. You go to sleep. I'll be there in a while." She brought me the pills. Her hands were shaking. I took the pills and I flushed them down the toilet. She said, "David, I can get pregnant." I responded by smiling at her. She said, "I beg you not to do this to me." I said, "You should have thought about that before you hit me today. Do not expect any mercy from me." She had no idea that I had heard the conversation between her and Dad. I laid down a couple of rules for her. Number 1, I want to be awakened by a blowjob every morning, all 7 days. If I wake up and your filthy mouth is not on my dick, you will be punished severely. She is to wear. Number 2, you are to wear at least 4-inch heels every day, all day. The only time you take off your shoes is when you're asleep in bed with me or Dad. She said, I can wake you up. She said, "I can wake you up the way you want me to during the week because your father leaves home at 5:30 in the morning, and I can't come to your room to wake you up on the weekend." Slap! That's your problem. Now get the fuck out of my room and listen. Shave your cunt every day, or I will pluck each hair out with tweezers. I like to see the pink cunt lips when you parade around the house like a 2-bit whore. I was so excited with this accomplishment of the day, and I could not fall asleep. Tomorrow is Sunday. I normally wake up around 10 in the morning on weekends. The end.
Alright, hey guys, so for those of you who actually stayed and watched the whole video, I want to let you know, thank you so much for watching, and I really did warn you all, so you all cannot be mad. I mean, I know a lot of you may have your jaws dropped at the language that was used in that, but like I said, there was some very heavy language, a lot of it is vulgar, maybe degrading, and especially this. For all the women that actually watch this, some may be upset, some may not, but I want to let you know, this is its purpose is for comedy, to make people laugh. I have nothing against trying to be degrading to women. This is a story off the internet. I really highly doubt it's real, and if it's real, then yes, it should be taken care of. This is not a situation that should be caught up in with a bunch of different authorities and crap like that. This is just to make people laugh. I enjoy making people laugh. That is one of my goals in life, is I love to make people laugh. I mean, I don't really count it as a goal, but maybe like an everyday goal. I like to see people smile. But I really do enjoy that you guys finished the video, and I really do enjoy that. I really hope that a lot of you liked it. So please, if you did, like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, go ahead and dislike. I mean, to me, it really doesn't care. I mean, I love that I can get something out of most of you. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for anything. My main purpose is I want to make people laugh. That's all. No matter what I gotta do. But like I said, please like and subscribe. I enjoy you guys for staying and listening. Thank you very much. Have a great night.